Welcome to Senior Talk, where we showcase local business and keep seniors informed about things that could be helpful to their lifestyle this time in their lives. It is our goal to encourage people to shop local, stay up to date with what is happening in the community, and get to know the people who live and work in the area. And here is your host, Julie Cosgrove, with the Cosgrove team at Keller Williams.
Hi, I'm Julie Cosgrove, and I want to thank you today for joining my Senior Talk. Today I have two wonderful guests with me, Barbara Arrington and Mary Keaton, and they're with a company called Peace of Mind, and they're here to share with you how they really do bring their clients peace of mind when it comes to helping our seniors and their families make critical decisions in their lives. And so I'll start with you, Mary. Why don't you tell me a little bit about you and your family and how you got into this business?
Thank you so much, Julie. Thanks for having us today.
Sure.
About a year and a half ago, it was time for a change for me. I had been in senior housing for a long time. Had a new grandchild that I wasn't getting to see too much because I was working so much. And I just was trying to think of how can I come up with a business where I am able to help families in need at this difficult time in life and be able to control my schedule and see my grandchild. So it sort of started out as just a brainstorm like that, and it's evolved. I have walked the walk on the journey of senior care, cared for my dad while he was ill with dementia, and that was about 20 years ago. And I realized the work that I was doing at the time, I was not fulfilled. I was in an entirely different industry that was not gratifying for me. So I made the switch into senior help, senior care, and senior housing. And I was most recently administrator at a large memory care community where we weathered the tough times of COVID.
Mm-hmm. That was a tough time for the
It
seniors.
was extremely difficult, emotional. Honestly, sometimes I think back on it and think, how did we do that? How did we get through that? And,
I know.
But we were on the other side of it, thank goodness. So I came up with the idea of Peace of Mind is the name of the company. Peace of Mind Elder Care Navigators, because Peace of Mind alone doesn't say what we do, but Elder Care Navigators tells you what we do. We help people navigate this world, this very confusing, complex world of elder care.
Absolutely.
And I always say, you don't know what you don't know. I mean, all of a sudden, one day, you get a call that your loved one needs help. They're in the hospital, they've had a fall, and they're telling you, she can't go home. Mom can't go home. Right. What are you going to do? So that's what we do, is we help families when they need help, whether it's finding in-home care or a new place to live, or finding out that there are services available for veterans, surviving spouses of veterans. I'd like to hand it over to Barbara, who was my colleague for many years and kindly came out of retirement to help me.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about
So a
yourself.
similar situation, which really locks Mary and I together. My father, when I was very young, had Alzheimer's, and it lasted about 10 years. I was in high school when it started, so my mom really shouldered that burden. And then I moved out of state and got a call from my mom to come back and help place my dad. And in the 70s, the only place available was a skilled nursing. Assisted living didn't exist, memory care didn't exist. So we put my dad in skilled nursing, completely the wrong place for him. He was violent, and he was exit seeking, so all they did was drug him and let him sit in a wheelchair. Because that's what was available, and that's how he needed to be cared for in that environment. Today, fortunately, there's many other environments. And then in 2011, I got a call from my sister who said, I can't handle Mom anymore. She was in Michigan, I was in California. So I went and got her and brought her out here and realized that she had dementia. I wasn't working in this industry, I was working in a completely different industry. So I brought her into my house, and I spent a year and a half taking care of someone with dementia, which is impossible to do by yourself, is
Absolutely.
what I finally figured out. And when she quit sleeping at night, when she got to the stage in her dementia where she quit sleeping at night, I had to place her, and I didn't know where to start, where to look. She didn't have a lot of money. I was just at a loss. I had a neighbor who said, there's this place in Manteca. It's not great, but there's not many places around. And this was 2011, so a long time ago. And I put her there, and she lasted about 6 weeks there, and then she passed away. But I had a year and a half of dealing with somebody with dementia, which was impossible. I mean, it was just impossible.
I don't think people realize the care that has to go into that. People think, well, I'll just keep my loved one at home and we'll take turns taking care of them. And,
Sure.
and it's such a burden on your whole life. It turns your life upside down as the caregiver.
It does.
You know, it's because, yeah, I've experienced a little bit of that myself, but not on the extent that you two did. So
We do spend a lot of time meeting with families and helping the spouse or the child who is doing the care, and talking about the importance of them taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it over and over where the caregiver ends up going first
Right.
before the person with
Well,
the diagnosis.
Exactly. And you know, I see that a lot with the spouse trying to take care
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
of the person, and that I've seen that happen. And I do
Sure.
tell, you know, my senior clients the same thing that you just said is you've got to take care of yourself, whether that means you get extra help coming in or whatever that might mean. That is so important because they try and lift these people, you know, and
Yes.
even if it's a husband who may still be a little bit stronger. I know I went through this with my dad recently where he was trying to help my mom get up. Well, she was pretty much kind of dead weight.
Yes.
And it got to the point where, like, Dad, you're going to fall and get hurt, and then you're going to be the one. And so we did talk them into getting
some
seeking
help.
Exactly.
There's something, Julie, that the generation that's the most common that we help, they have such a sense of guilt if they get help. They want to be able to do it all themselves, irregardless if it hurts their own health
Yeah.
and well-being.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we give permission. Sometimes you need to hear that where someone just says, it's okay. This is bigger than what you could ever imagine. This is not like any other disease that you would be helping care for your spouse.
Yeah.
And then we give them resources and suggestions on ways to give them a break.
Right.
Whether it's someone coming in a few hours a day, a few hours a week, a weekend respite, whatever it is that the budget will allow, we have resources that we can share
Right.
to help people.
That's awesome. What makes Peace of Mind? What makes your company different from other companies who help senior clients?
We aren't just a referral agency. In our industry, it's very common to have companies that just, you call, you say, I need a place for my mom, and they refer you to a place.
Right.
So,
And that's it. They're done.
yeah, when I envisioned this business, I wanted to help people way back before they need a home, a new change, a place to live. I want to help them with the early stage questions about what is available. So what we do is we take that first call and we give them, we do a interview, if you will, of the situation, what's going on.
Right.
And then we find out, well, there's some family that can help some days, but others work. And so then they may need help. So then we can give them referrals. We talk them through it. We let them know everything they're going through is normal. We talk about that we've both been daughters, so we know what the daughters and sons are going through, taking care of their parents with this disease. And not everyone that we work with has dementia. Sometimes it's just natural age-related issues that slow people down, their mobility. They need help getting around the home, or they need meals, whatever it may be.
Right.
And then we help the families through the whole process. We keep in touch. We check in on them. And that's very different in our industry. Normally it's just, I have
They
a
place
referral and then they go. But
Right.
we keep in touch. We go visit our clients that we've placed. Barbara made gluten-free brownies for one of our clients that was what she wanted and needed. I go like on all the holidays. I just did a whole St. Patrick's Day blitz, and now I'm working on my Easter, what I'm taking around for Easter.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, it's just fun. And then we check in and visit, and we make sure that things are going well wherever
Sure.
they are. It's our way of keeping an eye on and making sure that the company, the home, the business that we have partnered with, that they're doing things right. And then we let the families know. Went and visited your mom today. She was enjoying a piece of chocolate cake and having a great time.
That's awesome.
And so it's follow up. It's not just drop and go.
Right.
It's we're there because our hearts are in it, and we want this to be the best possible final chapter for folks that it can be.
Absolutely.
We also would never take anybody anywhere or refer anybody to some place that we haven't stepped foot in. So in the areas that we cover, Mary covers Stanislaus County, I cover San Joaquin County. I have been to every large facility or community, every 6-bed, which is either called a boarding care or a 6-bed, where they have 6 residents and it's all they can have. It's a house in a neighborhood. You wouldn't even know it was there. People oftentimes don't even know about those. They know about the big places in their
Right.
neighborhoods, but they don't know that there's 46 beds in Modesto that can take people, and they can be from terrible to fabulous. So Mary and I have both gone into all of these 6 beds, built relationships with the ones that we would put our parents in, and scratch off the list the places where we wouldn't put our dogs in.
Right.
And so we have looked at these places. Mary looks up the license of every place that we go, so to see if they're licensed and if there's any
Outstanding
yeah.
issues with the state, anything they're being investigated for, anything that they were given a deficiency and given a certain amount of time to fix it. And on the state website, which is public access, you can see if they complied, they took care of what they needed to.
Right.
And
So
they're
we're
in good
very-
standing.
we're very thorough.
Got it. How do you get paid?
You want to take that one? You want
Sure.
me to?
So that's usually the first question we're asked is how much does it cost?
Absolutely.
And the first thing we need to know is what the budget is. Does your parent or your sibling or whoever they're trying to take care of in place, do they have funds and finances that we can place them anywhere that they would like to be placed? Or is there a limited budget? Are they a veteran? There could be veteran funds available for both veterans and their spouses. There are some government programs right now that are available. But if we get a phone call and somebody just asks a few questions, we don't get paid. We get paid usually by the referral where we've placed them. We get paid by the company or the home that we've placed them in.
Got it.
On a long-term basis, which Mary's done, I haven't, she can kind of explain that, but it doesn't cost just somebody to call me and move them into a 6-bed doesn't cost the family anything.
No.
Got it.
And we establish agreements with the owners or the management
Okay.
at whatever communities we want to work with. We have an agreement that they sign. They typically have something they want us to sign of theirs that talks about fees and all of the particulars. When it comes to any other consulting costs, if we have someone that wants an ongoing assistance where it's family meetings, a lot of times I've done where we sit down and I'm the liaison for a family that maybe they're not all on the same page.
That happens a lot.
It really does.
Which
we
is
see
sad
it
to
too.
say because, it does happen
is,
a lot.
Unfortunately. So we can act as the impartial member of the group
Right.
and listen to everybody's side and then offer sound advice based on our many years of experience of what this scenario looks like.
Yeah.
So there's a consulting charge for that. But otherwise, like Barbara said, we're paid by the owners of the places that we place.
Got it. Part of that, you had said something earlier before we started doing it on the camera here, but you had said something earlier about, if they need maybe some legal advice or something like that. What are some of the other things?
Sure. So we don't give legal advice or we don't give accounting advice, but we give referrals to people who can do those things.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a financial advisor, an accountant, an attorney, somebody at the VA that can answer questions.
Right.
But we don't, that's not our area of expertise, but we do have contacts, phone numbers, emails, so that we can help.
So you've established those relationships. So
Yes.
when somebody does need that, and that's the same in my business,
Right.
where I've also established those relationships because we can't answer those questions for our clients. However, it's important that we know where they can go to
Sure.
get that information. So,
And it goes beyond, we are partnering with real estate agents, with moving companies, with estate sale companies, all of these things that if someone comes to us and says, my mom doesn't have much of a monthly budget, but she has this home that is paid off, and that's going to be used to cover her care.
right.
But we have to put it on the market, sell, downsize, clean it out. There's a lot of things that go in.
Right.
So we can give them people, and mainly it's just we're problem solving for people because they're overwhelmed. They can't do another Google search to find someone that's good. They just need someone to tell them this person, this person, this person, call them.
Yeah.
We've vetted them. We know they're great. We work with them regularly. They'll be your people.
Right.
Yeah.
We oftentimes have emergency situations where the mom has fallen. She's in the hospital, and the hospital says, I'm sorry, she can't go back home.
Right.
And we can handle those too. We have great contacts with hospice if hospice is needed. And I had a situation not too long ago where I got the mom on hospice, found a place for her to live, and she moved the next day.
Quick.
It was very quick.
Yeah.
But I had the hospice in my pocket. I had taken the daughters to 3 places to look at. They had already chosen what they wanted, and it was very quick.
Right. Well, good. Well, now you know if you've got these situations, you have somebody you can contact. One is you can contact myself, and I can help direct you to my new friends here that really can help solve a lot of your issues. And our company, One Simple Solution, is also, that's what we do, is we can go in and when you call us and you say, we need to have them downsized, we need to have packed up, we need to do all, that's what we do at One Simple Solution.
Oh, good to know.
Wonderful.
Yes, so we'll definitely be partnering together. They've got a lot to offer, and they're very heartfelt ladies that you can tell that they love what they do. So anyway, tell them how they can reach out to you and get in touch with you.
Thank you. Yes, you can call us at 209-247-3401, or you can look at our website, which is www. I don't know if you even need to say that anymore.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Senior Care Navigator CA for California.com. Or you can email me at POM for peace of mind, Keaton, KEATON @gmail.com.
Great.
My phone number is 209-815-0002. And my email is Barbara Arrington, like my name, BARBARA, Arrington, ARRINGTON @gmail. And if you get one of us and it's out of our area, we switch back and forth. It really doesn't matter which one you get a hold of. We'll take care of you.
Right.
Thank you, Julie.
And the areas you cover are San Joaquin and Stanislaus.
Yes.
Okay.
And really, I never turn anyone away. I've started going
Yes.
into Merced County. We have an inquiry up in Tuolumne County,
Twain
Sacramento County. I've been helping a few families in the Newport, Orange County area. A lot of what we do, we can do over the phone. We can do Zoom. We can do tours. I've taken people on tours where I never stepped foot in the building, but I was there. The family was in the building, and I was helping ask questions.
Great.
So we
Virtual
can do
tour.
things from a distance, thanks to
And
technology.
if you guys can't help them, I'm sure you have a referral resource of somebody in
Absolutely.
the area
We
that
do.
could.
Yes.
So that's the same with our business. If we can't help you directly, then we have somebody who can. So anyway, thank you for watching Senior Talk today, and we'll have their information also below. So if you want to reach out to them, or just reach out to me, and I'll get you in touch with them. So thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Mary. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Julie,
it.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Some good information. Take advantage of it.